What separates the haves and the have-nots may not be what you think. Welcome back to Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. This is your man Jay, and today we are going to take a look at what separates the haves, the rich, and the have-nots, meaning the poor and or middle class, right? So, it's easy for us to look at well-to-do people and hold this belief that they have something special, that they hold some type of secret sauce to life, and this is why they are winning financially, right? It's easy to look at them and just think these things. But I'm here to tell you that it is not talent that separates the haves and the have-nots. There is an abundance of talent on this planet, and it is distributed almost equally from everybody. Now, when I say equally, I don't mean okay, everybody's going to be a great singer, but everybody has their own talent that they can exploit. So you might think, oh, this person is just more intelligent, and it's not intelligence either. Okay, intelligence is not the separating and defining factor. It's not attractiveness. Attractiveness is not the deciding factor, because yes, there are a lot of attractive, well-to-do people, but there are some unattractive, well-to-do people. So how did those people become well-to-do, right? So what is the main difference? The main difference is money habits. That's the main difference. Financial habits. How do the have-nots manage and spend their money? And how do the middle class or the poor manage and spend their money? You'll be surprised that in many um in many ways our spending habits are completely the same. As a matter of fact, we could take a look at this chart, right? We see that our spending habits, from food and utilities to transportation, entertainment, things like that, is really the same. But this is where it gets interesting. If you drop down to the bottom of this chart, this is where you see the separation happen. Okay, this is where you see the difference between the haves and the have nots, where they are putting the majority of this money. I mean, it's just not even close, right? So these investments and life insurance and retirement accounts, these things, they are paying forward, right? They're paying forward. And what that does is it has a trickle, I want to say trickle down. Yeah, trickle down effect, because literally one generation does it, the next generation does it, the next generation does it. And what it does is it sets up generation from generation, and you literally are paying it forward. So when they get to a point where they're old, right? And you're in retirement age and you need senior care, there's money there for that, right? Or the money that was paid for them set them up to have the money for that, and then they just keep paying it forward, right? And that's one thing that the middle class and the poorer class, they just we just don't focus on as much as we should. And that's really the defining factor. It's not even how we spend our money that makes the difference. It's how we save our money and what we are applying our money to. And I don't want and I don't even want people to be really misconstrued, because it does not take a lot of money to put yourself in the well-to-do category when you really think about it. Because we look at um rich people, millionaires, billionaires, and we like, oh, okay, yeah, these people are rich. But here in America anyway, let's just put this in perspective. If you make $30,000 a year, okay? If you make $30,000 a year, you are literally living better than 26% of the American population. That's not anything to sneeze at, right? That is a lot of people that you are living better than 26%. at just 30K. As you raise up, if you make 50K a year, you are living above 38% of the population. 38%. 38%. That's almost 40%. You might as well round it up to say 40%. You're living better than 40% of the population, financially speaking. If you're making $80,000 a year, you are you are living better than 54% of the population. Well, not almost, that is more than half of the American population you're living better than. So when we talk about what rich is, right? And in this thing, like, you gotta have these multi-millions and billions to be in a good space, especially in this country. And listen, even if you're in this country and you're making 80K and you're living better than 54% of the population, you take that 80K to some of these other countries, man, I mean, you literally are living a multi-millionaire lifestyle, right? If you make 100K a year, you are living better than 67% of the population. Now, we know that, with inflation and everything like that, these numbers, unfortunately, they're not going to hold, they are not even holding the weight that they once did. But, you adjust for inflation and things like that, and you keep those income levels, at roughly where you at, and you're still making out okay. And if you're looking at things like, okay, career advancement, how to earn more wages, putting profits over wages, things like that, those are things that I would like to talk about in this particular series. But when you start adding things like that, then now you can start putting yourself in another echelon. So what are you doing with your 30, 50, 80, 100K? How much of that are you putting into your retirement plans, your life insurances and investments? If you want to, you know, close that gap of what separates the haves from the have-nots, man, I'll put the chart up there again. We see where that is, and that is your financial habits. All right. So yeah, man, it's just not a miracle. Okay. We all share this planet, and fortune and misfortune, like, we all going to get that, right? We're all going to get it equally. These people are not doing anything spectacular. Okay, they just have a different mindset and a different approach to their finances. Okay, so our topic was brought to us today by Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse 2. And that's all I have for you today on Book 5, the channel that helps you live a more holistic life. This is your man Jay, and I'll catch you next time in the book club.